Alright, hopefully this is the last fucking video. I have to talk about this. I want to do some other real life stuff. Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, the comments, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. First of all, I actually thought the whole Phantom Thieves thing was actually kind of funny. I guess some people thought it was not appropriate given the circumstances, but I actually thought it was funny. I mean, I've tried to talk about it seriously and people didn't care because they have this made up fake fairy tale version of me in their head. But for what it's worth, no, I was not part of the Phantom Thieves, whatever some people have asked. As a matter of fact, to my knowledge, what I was being messaged by some of the people that worked on it, they were actually some of my haters. As a matter of fact, I think, again, I think it was actually funny. So I can, you know, just because we don't like each other, I can admit I thought the Phantom Thieves thing was funny. Persona 4 is better, though. It's better, fuck you. Persona 4, great game. I thought it was actually the LP guy, and the LP guy has actually talked shit about me before. As a matter of fact, I've showed screenshots, and there should be conversations of LP and the Sephyr guy trying to get me banned for talking shit about Sephyr. Is that his name, Sephy or Sephyr, whatever the fuck his name is? When I was originally trying to expose this guy all those months ago for being a complete fraud and a liar. And they were trying to get me banned on the Discord. No, Clayton's lying about Sephyr. We got to get this guy banned. He's trying to harass Sephyr for all this. So that actually gets into a good thing. I think it's such a cliche example of if something is happening to another person, out of sight, out of mind, or we want to believe Clayton is the evil one. But people actually got mad because then when they sort of looked into it just a little bit, they were like, wait a second. Are we being scammed? Right? Is that not what it is? It's okay if it happens to somebody else. But once they realize that, oh, wait, you're scamming me too. Fuck you. They're like, wait a second. I hate Clayton, but was he right? Even though Clayton has never been wrong about anything before. Wait a second. You know what I mean? I mean, are we not being honest? And I'll say that, and that's something the community will never be able to disprove about me, dude. A lot of people only do stuff if it involves them. I've always showed proof of all the fucking shit I've ever talked about throughout the years. There's no vagueness or something like that. It's all there if you want to look it up. Community constantly makes up vague lies about me, you know, whatever they can to get people to hate me, right? But if something happens to them, oh my God, you know what I mean? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if you recall, one of the original reasons that I got hate in the fighting game community like 20 years ago when I was a kid is because I defended Thomas when nobody else would. And even when I was a kid, I knew that Thomas did not do the shit that people were accusing him of. And I defended someone even though I knew it would make me unpopular. And unfortunately, it did come out a couple years later. They waited till a couple of years later that it was not Thomas that had done all this stuff that the community was accusing him of. It was actually the holier than thou Team Serious guys. The Team Serious guys, the holier than thou, the great people, were actually, because, you know, a lot of tournaments would be at people's houses, they were stealing games from people. They were stealing stuff from people's houses at tournaments, etc. So that's something the community, you guys will never fucking have that on me. I will actually defend somebody if it makes me look bad, if I know it's right. And you guys won't do that. You guys will only do something if it promotes you. Again, I do think the Persona thing was funny. But I will say as well, I did not know that the rabbit hole was this far down on the guy. Obviously, I knew a lot of shit was bullshit. I mean, motherfucker, people are talking about he's a pro player. And I'm like, who is this a fucking account? You're a fucking pro player. Are you his grandma? What the fuck? You can tell this account is not real. These things are not real. You're a pro player. Are you fucking kidding? What have you done? It's crazy the stuff people will believe. Obviously, I knew the guy was bullshit, and he's been part of that whole trying to, you know, make people think that Clayton hates gay people, all this other fucking bullshit. But it was only once I really saw that he was actually quoting posts of me talking about dying. I was like, okay, I guess I gotta start making videos about you, because this shit is like, why the fuck are you joking about me dying? Now you're saying you've done the same thing and you've done the same thing in the community. We know this isn't true. And I think it became a problem because the motherfucker actually said he was hospitalized and he turned on his camera and he was at home playing video games, which made him look really fucking bad. And like a moment of complete retardation, right? To turn on your camera while you say that you're currently hospitalized for failing health. For playing too many video games, mind you, which is also ridiculous. Are you suicidal? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Turn off the game. You know? And then, so that actually, I think, kind of got him a little bit of hate, because they're like, well, that's kind of fucking obnoxious. And then, you know, he came out, his excuse was, and I've always said this, dude, you know, people use the LGBTQ as an excuse for any time they do something wrong. They're using something that's supposed to be for good for evil. And this person, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have turned on my camera and show that I'm not actually hospitalized, came out that they have this girl persona. They finally admitted to it. And I think that's what really got people, because they're like, oh, fuck, I've been scammed. I've been scammed by this. Now I've been scammed by them. So now I really got to look into the stuff that Clayton said. Oh, we don't care if Clayton has done all this stuff for all these video games. He actually won all these tournaments, you know what I mean? Because we know that Clayton is his own dude. Clayton isn't in this for the money, so to speak. Donate. You better fucking donate. You better fucking donate right now, or you better call the police. I'm coming to get you. I'm under the bed. Check your bed. I'm under the bed right now. Donate to the channel, son. You know what I mean? I've always been my own dude, even if the community constantly lies about me. Who's put out more stuff in video games than me? Done more for the progression of games than me? Nobody. So the community's like, you know, we can lie about Clayton. Clayton's going to do all this stuff. Because Clayton's actually a fucking awesome person, unlike you guys. But they're like, oh, fuck, we got scammed by this girl account. Oh, my God. And then you're like, oh, wait, all these other accounts weren't him. So, again, point was, it happened to them, so they cared, right? Now, again, I didn't know that the rabbit hole went down this completely far, so to speak, right? I mean, this is crazy shit. Like, and if we're having an adult conversation, when I started getting messages of people who are telling me, like, oh, he's grooming people, etc., it's kind of like, is this like, you know, is this like PC grooming, so to speak, or is this like world, you know, yeah, what I'm trying to get at is, I was like, is this some kind of bullshit, like, how should I explain this? Like, oh, the person said they were 18, but they're actually 16 or something like that, because, I mean, let's be honest. We all know what the fuck you guys are doing. We all know what happens in real life. I was like, I don't care if this is some 16. Oh, I told him I'm 18, but I'm actually 16, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? I'm like, the only thing that would impress me, if this is like a Smash thing where the guy was like, what was the guy, like 11? Like 11 years old or some shit? And I'm like, okay, that was fucked up. You know what I mean? That's some like crazy shit. That is not like, oh, I said I'm 18, but I'm actually 16. But this was legitimately, I was like, wow. You know, I know a lot of people just throw out these words lightly, but I'm like, wow, this is actually extremely manipulative, pre-planned to such a insane degree. It was crazy, right? Like, again, I don't like using these buzzwords, these cancel culture words, because we all know, if we're being honest with ourselves, what happens in real life. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you other motherfuckers, they should probably check on you guys, because we all know what the fuck you're doing, right? You know what I mean? If we're being like, you know, exactly, right? So, but I was like, unless this is something like legitimately that we know is fucked up, I wasn't going to be impressed, but this was like legitimately fucked up. And I was like, damn, that I actually agree. This is actually, you know, I agree with the term here. Like, to have so many different split personalities and to be sucking yourself off with the different personalities and hyping yourself up to such an insane degree, I was like, whoa, that was, again, some of this stuff I didn't know. So I will say it was impressive. And the insanity. It was actually so insane, I would think that the guy could probably use a insanity defense, right? Not just, oh, you're mentally ill, right? Which, I mean, come on. You know what? But, fuck, dude. It's legitimately, it was like pretty insane, right? To say the least, if you read it. It was insane. And some pictures that I was sent, I did not see on this. And they were actually, I would say, humiliating. I would describe them as humiliating, pathetic, sad. You know, pictures of him as a girl. And you know, some of the pictures, and some people were trying to send me a lot of pictures that people haven't sent, and you know, go look at the comments, and I'm like, yo, dude, I'm not here to make fun about the dude dressed as a girl. I don't need to see the dude's full dick. I don't need to see him dressed as like a princess. You know what I mean? Trying to like fuck these like kids basically. I mean, I was like, yo, dude, if you're gay, you're gay. You dress like a little fucking princess. You know what I mean? Just, and you can look at the message. I'm like, dude, listen. And I'm like, I know the community wants to think that I hate gay people. I don't give a fuck if this guy is gay and he's dressed as a fucking girl, half naked, and sending all sorts of weird pictures, eye makeup. That's him. Like I said, some of the stuff I was being sent, I would say they were pathetic and sad, I would actually say. And it gets to that thing that I've talked about in these deeper psychology videos. A lot of these LGBTQ people are so, not just, they don't realize that being insecure is not only a LGBTQ thing. Straight people are insecure. Human beings are insecure. You know what I mean? But so many of these LGBTQ people, they use their insecurities now for evil, manipulation. You know what I mean? Entitlement. Anytime they do anything wrong, oh, I'm gay. You hate gay people? Dude, you're lying about dying. You're saying you broke your legs backflipping, you can't walk. Oh, you get confused which mom of yours is dead. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, oh shit, my brother's dead on this account. No, this one, he's a K-pop trainee. Well, dude, that's fucked up. Oh, you hate gay people? Is that it? No, I just think you're fucked up. Oh, you're transphobic. No, I just think you specifically are fucked up. Right? And that's what, again, the shit has become a cult. It's supposed to be something for good, for, you know, to acceptance, you know what I mean? Just like religion is based on more like, you know, good things or like a moral value, if you will. But just like religion, they're often used for like the worst atrocities in the world. Just like the LGBTQ is now used for coping, entitlement, and just terrible fucking things. Right? So yeah, some of those pictures they haven't posted, I found them sad and pathetic, and you could see the insecurity in the guy. I mean, I don't think a normal person would, you know, go to the lengths that this person has to have sex, have some butt sex. I mean, to bust a nut to somebody online. I mean, if you're that horny, you know what I mean? There's ASMR. Personally, if I don't have a real life person, right? If I'm just online, I'm like, man, I got to bust a nut. Thank God there's ASMR and people will suck it. Man, some of these, there's some crazy ASMR here. If ASMR is a problem, I don't want the cure. Okay? I love this sucking me off ASMR, right? But I'm like, God damn, dude, did you really need to make 6 personalities to bust a nut online? Obviously an individual who is not well. But besides that, let me just look at a couple of these other things because I thought this was funny. So, of course, we have people don't want to admit I was right. One of the reasons why I didn't like Clayton, the motherfucker is notorious for being against the LGBT or the LGBTQ. Where? Isn't this a perfect example of someone who is legitimately insane? I would love, can you check this motherfucker out? Anyone that still is defending, you know, these guys are, oh, now they hate him, right? Now they hate him. Just like I saw Charmander talking about like, oh God, I can't believe Clayton was right, but he's an asshole for everything else. Oh, right. You know, when I showed proof of you and everyone else lying about me, all those Team Gohan Discord guys that got caught planning to come out as homosexual to cancel me and trying to say that I hate gay people and try to get them to kill themselves. That's all recorded. There's no, maybe it didn't happen. It happened. Terrible human beings. So because I call you out and you happen to be gay, transgender, that means I hate you? One of the reasons I didn't like Clayton, motherfucker's notorious for being against the LGBTQ. Where? Which if we look at this, wow, isn't it, do you remember, and again, there's so many screenshots of it, of all my Instagram DMs of a random transgender Lily from Dragon Ball FighterZ wanting to have sex with me, kept sexually harassing me, and I turned them down. And then after I turned them down, all of a sudden, all of these discords were saying that Clayton was joining servers to talk shit about Lily. Clayton is harassing Lily. Why is there the name Alice here? Alice. Wow, we know where that is from. Maybe just a coincidence, but it doesn't change the fact that, wow, I turned down a person who I didn't even know was transgender at the time. I had to look them up. Because then I'm like, oh wait, Clayton hates transgender people. He's harassing this girl named Lily. Again, go watch the videos. We looked at it together, and I'm like looking at my messages. I'm like, who the fuck named Lily has messaged me? And I'm like, the only Lily I can think that messaged me was this Instagram Lily, who kept asking me for my dick and was sending me their fucking nasty ass. And it had nothing to do with being transgender, because I didn't even know they were transgender, because as I've showed before, wow, I'm friends with one of the most famous transgender people on the internet, or they used to be. We have each other's phone numbers. I could show you the phone number, but obviously, I'm not going to do that for her, but we've talked on the phone. She looks feminine. She can suck me off. She has a feminine face. Now, some of you other people in the FGC and NPC, some of you weird fucks, you look like a man. I'm not attracted to men, so no, I do not want to have cyber sex with you. I do not want to sex with you. Has nothing to do with you being transgender. If you have a cute face, suck my dick. Anyway, what a coincidence, though, that people like Sephyr have been part of the groups of people that have tried to tell the community that I hate gay people. I hate transgender people. No proof, but they make it up. Just like we have this motherfucker, Hono. It's sad because it's just history repeating themselves. I have old forum screenshots of a mod talking, discussing how Clayton was constantly a problem, and the dates are from 2005. This motherfucker apparently has dates from 2005 of screenshots where he can cancel me. Why won't he post them? Could it be what you're talking about is from like Dust Loop? Is it from a site where I've talked about where, I mean, this is an old story. We've talked about it before. Remember when Dust Loop was actually, we said the moderator forum was actually trying to figure out ways and lies to make up about me to get me banned on the forum without it making seem suspicious. One of the moderators, Redbeard, had given me access to his moderator account and showed me it. Wow. Could the screenshots be people like Spirit Juice who have lied about me? Coogie who lied about me? Any of these other fucking moderators? That fucking Kintaro? I mean, we've talked about all these guys before. Wow, could it be that you don't want to show any of these screenshots because it's from events that I have already talked about and disproven? Remember though, this guy did not always technically hate me, because he used to say, wow, he used to say some kind of nice things about me. But then, I can get promoted. If I start an LGBTQ thing on my channel and my platform, I can get people to like me. And I see that we can lie about Clayton dying. If we can lie about Clayton dying, we can get away with anything, right? Because, look at this. I think this is the last screenshot. A guy was saying that dying is not serious. Or no, I said it was pretty bad. But it's not as bad as grooming minors and manipulating the community for money. Well, we've already showed that the guy manipulates the community for money. It's like, wow, it just goes to show you that how delusional the community is. You guys don't know what it's like to actually be dying. You don't know what it's like to actually have a health problem, dude. I've used this as an example before because it's such a great example. Do you know what it's like to be so sick, to be lying in a hospital bed, or when you're even out of the hospital and you're still fucking sick in bed? Do you know what it's like to be so sick, so weak, to have to teach yourself to walk again? Do you know what it's like to be so sick that you don't know if you will ever even be able to jack off again? You are so sick. I have had moments in my life like that. So, seriously, I remember I told the story. I mean, it was just so many years ago. My friends, you know what I mean? They're actually helping taking care of me because I couldn't walk on and off again. And I was like, dude, I don't even know if I can ever jack off again. That's how fucking sick I was, dude. My doctors have told me my doctors have told me I could die before. You know what I mean? That's how bad my health has been, right? Like, you could die, dude. Things are not good. Here's a will if you want to write your will. Things aren't good, dude. They didn't say dude, you know what I mean? But you get what I'm saying. I've showed everything, right? It's crazy. You guys don't get, dying, it's not that bad. When you die, you don't come back, you fucking idiot. Anyway, is that the last screenshot? Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, hopefully that's the last we have to talk about that. Really ridiculous, right?